What up, y'all? So the question of today is, what are prop firms? All right, I put it on the board. What are prop firms? All right. So that's the question of the day. All right. I touched on this briefly in previous videos, but now we're going to do a deep dive into prop firms and exactly what are they and what role do they play in the trading industry. All right. Prop firms are short for proprietary trading firms or proprietary firms. And proprietary firms are basically like Wall Street like companies that's going to allow you to trade their money. You understand? Up to $1 million. You understand? And you have so many different prop firms. So you're able to participate and trade up to $1 million depending on your capabilities. All right. So they're going to allow you to trade with that amount of money. And in addition to that, they're going to, depending on what company you choose to be in partnership with, they're going to let you receive a 80% profit split of whatever you're trading. So you're receiving 80% at least, at a very minimum. Some prop firms are different. You know what I mean? Some offer different percentages. But for the most part, what I'm seeing now is most of them are offering 80%, anywhere from 70 to 80% of profit. So that's an 80% of profit share. All right. Now, this is how it works, and this is how it works for the most part. All right. What they're going to do is this. All right. Because keep in mind, this is a business. So it is a business for them. Don't get that twisted. All right. It's mostly business. You know what I mean? So you will be charged a fee. All right. They have what is called a challenge or challenges where you have to demonstrate that you can trade before they distribute this money. All right. And they're not going to physically give you any money. They're going to set up an account and let you trade it. So they're going to place the money in the account and you trade the money. And then they're going to disperse the profits from your trading. All right. Now, you have two different phases that you have to pass in order to qualify for a funded account. All right. It's phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is generally referred to as the challenge phase. Phase 2 is generally referred to as the verification phase. All right. Phase 2 is generally easier than phase 1. Now you have some prop firms that they'll allow you to start trading with real money off the rip, no phases or nothing. But they're going to lower your leverage. All right. And we're going to get to what leverage is in other videos because I don't have enough time in this video to fully break it down. But I will say this, just know that leverage is the determining factor, of your purchasing power, of how much of a particular financial instrument you can purchase. You know what I mean? That's what leverage is. You know what I mean? You have to have the right amount of leverage to purchase a certain financial instrument, in order to take a certain position. In order to take a certain position in a currency pair, you have to have a right amount of leverage, unless it's going to cost you more money. All right. So they're doing this to minimize their losses because they're giving you money to trade with up front. You know what I mean? With no initial phases or no initial tests. Now, I know what you might be saying. Okay, I'm not capable of passing any tests. I don't even know nothing about trading. And if I do know something about trading, I don't know enough to pass any tests. Okay, so I get that standpoint if that's where you are. And if that's where you are, understand this. First and foremost, that the reason they do this is to weed out the non-traders. Because if they were just to allow anyone to step up and say, okay, here's the opportunity to trade 200,000, 300,000 for nothing, You understand? Do you have any idea how long that line would be? People who just wasting these folks' time. These people invested capital, possibly millions, to get this company operational. And you willing to tell me you think they gonna just give you money pay this amount of money for this software to be created for you to jack it off and act like you know what you're doing when you really have no idea what you're doing? So they're weeding out the people who can't do it. That's why they're making you pay a fee. You understand? But the benefit of all of this internally is the fact that they're going to allow you to trade on a demo. Specifically, one of these companies, the biggest prop firm out there, specifically FTMO, they're going to allow you to practice on a demo until you get it right. And the demo is available to all traders. You know what I mean? And let me also say this, that while I'm thinking about it, the demo account is very essential and will help you practice. You understand? Practice makes perfect. It helps you practice before you invest real money. You understand? And I wish I would have took my time and fully mastered the demo before I started investing real money. All right? And this is part of why I'm telling you I learned, I lost, or I took a loss with the 30,000, is because I rushed the process and didn't fully master and internalize the demo before I started trading in real time. You understand? So hence is why I'm doing this video, to prohibit or prevent you from doing the same thing that I did. Don't be in a rush to trade with real money. You understand? Acquire the skill set first, and they're going to allow you to do this for free of charge. You understand? It's a psychological thing. I guess, the reason why you're getting in this to make money. So I get it. You're impatient. You got bills. You got kids. You got life. I get it. You understand? But this, like any other skill set, is not going to be accumulated overnight. So look at it that way. You know what I mean? It could take you a month. It could take you 2 months. It could take you a year. It could take you 2 years. It all depends on you how fast you'll get this. Now, it won't take you 12 years like it did me, because I'm factoring in the time that I was incarcerated, and keep in mind that I didn't have any internet access. So if I would have had internet access, this process would have been a lot faster. All right. So your journey can be a million times faster than mine, because you have, one, the internet, and two, you have many credible figures who can teach you the same information, such as myself. All right. And this speeds up the process. All right. Now, remember I said you have people who are not credible, so you have to be able to distinguish the two. The people who are credible and the people who are not credible, all right? And I showed you and told you guys in other videos how to spot a fraud when it comes to the trading industry, all right? So, back to these prop firms. They're going to allow you to trade up to $1 million. Now, again, the reason why they charge you the fee is to weed out the fake traders and find the real traders, all right? Now, the price points in which they're going to allow you to trade is really pretty much unbelievable, all right? For example, for $1,000, all right, and they have cheaper accounts, you could get an account that'll cost you $59. You know what I mean? And they'll give you half off or 40% off, sometimes 10% or whatever off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, for the month of July, they're giving off 40% for challenges for 15,000 up to, I think, 25,000. So you getting the 40% off in addition to the price being already low. But let's assume that you don't get the 40% off. They got prices that start as small as $59 that you could be trading $6,000. Now, on the $6,000 account, your target point is to get 8%. You know what I'm saying? That's on any of the accounts. So with this particular prop firm, at least. Now I'm specifically talking about a specific prop firm, which is called Funded Next. This is the prop firm that I partnered with. All right, this is the prop firm that I trade with. All right, I also have traded with FTMO, but I feel as though Funded Next is a better choice. So this is the prop firm that I decided to partner with because I feel as though they the best for right now. All right. So with this particular prop firm, they're going to allow you to trade $6,000 account, which is little as $59. All right, and your target is to get 8%. All right, so 8% of that ain't much. 8% of that is what? 10% of 6,000 is what? 600. So 8% of that is like $480, something around that. You know what I'm saying? So you'll get 80% of that, all right? But I know that's not a lot of money, but keep in mind that you're only investing $59. You with me? Let's say hypothetically, if you were to fail 10 times, all right? Let's say 10 times in a row, right? That's what? $590? You know what I mean? And you was to pass it on that 11th time. You know what I mean? So, well, let's say you was to fail it 9 times in a row. Let me take that back. You know what I'm saying? That would be about 500, a little over 500. Let's just say that. And you was to pass it on the 10th time. That would be what? A little under 480. So you would still be taking a loss. So let's just say you have 7 times. You know what I mean? So you got a 7-to-1 odds. All right. So that means that you can actually fail the test 7 times and pass it on the 8th time and still make a profit. It may not be much profit, but you can still make a profit. All right. You just do the math based off the numbers that I gave you. All right. $59. All right. 7 times. All right. We know that 7 and 5 is 35, so that's what? $350. So it ain't no more than $400. Something, maybe a little more than that. You know what I'm saying? Something around that nature. You know what I mean? Something around that area. So you have the opportunity to make, we'll say, $400 a month. You know what I mean? Easily. You know what I'm saying? If you pass just that one time, all right? So that's a 7-to-1 odds. You know what I mean? Even if your odds were 5-to-1, do you know what that means? That means that you can actually fail 5 times in a row and pass 1 time and still make a profit. You understand? Okay, now, in a different scenario, with the same particular prop firm, for $1,000, they'll let you trade with $200,000. All right, this ain't no cap. I'm gonna show you guys a lot of this information that I'm verbalizing right now. But for $1,000, they'll let you trade with 200,000. All right, and that's just one prop firm. This is just the one that I'm pretty much talking about. All right. Now, in the same scenario, when we say it was the 5-to-1 odds, all right, let's say a 5-to-1 odds, 1,000 times. So let's say if you lose 5 times in a row, that's $5,000 you invested. So let's say if you fail the test 5 times in a row, all right, which is highly unlikely, especially if you get this information from me and my homeboy. If you get this information from us, it's highly unlikely that you'll fail 5 times in a row. But let's assume you do. All right? That's $5,000. All right? Now let's assume you pass on the 6th time. All right? Keep in mind, you're trading with 200,000 and your profit target is 8%. So 10% of 200,000 is 20%. All right? So we'll say, 20,000. I'm sorry. So that's $20,000 if your target was 10%, but your target is 8%. So you pretty much got to get 18,000. You know what I mean? So if your target is 18,000, and keep in mind that when you actually get funded, there is no bare minimum of how much you can make. You understand? There is no target. Even if you only make 4%, at the end of that month or every 2 weeks, bi-weekly, you get a paycheck. You with me? But in order to pass the test, it takes, well, it don't even take 30 days now that I think about it, because now they have made the process so sweet and the challenges so sweet where they don't even have time no more. So your time limit is unlimited right now. You just can't fail what is called the daily drawdown. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get to that in a second. But they have a unlimited amount of time you could take to pass these challenges. So they don't even have a time frame. They used to have like 30 days. You got 30 days you got 30 days to make 8%, to make 10%. You know what I mean? And if you don't, you just fail and you lose your whole investment. All right? But now they don't even have a time limit on a lot of these challenges, especially the company that I'm informing you about, Funded Next. They don't even have a time limit now. You know what I'm saying? And this is a new program that they just started. You understand? So you have an unlimited amount of time to achieve this 8%. All right? So on a $200,000 account, all right, 8% should be 18,000. All right? Or somewhere along the lines of that. You know what I mean? All right? So off that 18%, you're collecting 80% of the profits. So once you're funded, meaning once they allow you to trade with the actual 200,000 in real time, and if you're able to demonstrate that you can make 18,000 within a 30-day span, it doesn't, keep in mind, it's no time limit. But let's say hypothetically, if you are able to show that you can do that because you did it prior, obviously, if you to the point where you're funded, you obviously did it previously, so you could do it again. This is my approach, and this is how I feel you should think as well. If you do something one time, you can do it again and again and again. All right? So with that mentality, if you're able to demonstrate that you can make 18,000 off of that 200,000 within 30 days, you get 80% of that at the end of the month. Now, how much is that? 14,000. So you mean to tell me that I could possibly make anywhere from 14,000 to 16,000 a month trading? And I failed 5 times, all right? So let's say I failed 5 times. It cost me $5,000 total, all right? That means I have bought 5 different $200,000 accounts. You with me? And I failed 5 times. I invested $5,000. When I invest that next grand, which is $6,000, I'm able to make, if I'm profitable, in 30 days, and I'm able to make the 18,000 that I did previously during the test phase, I still made a significant profit. All right, let's say at the low end, the 80% of 18,000, because I'm not doing the math right now. I ain't got no calculator. You know what I mean? But I'm going to just say hypothetically, I'm going to just say for the sake of argument, it's 14,000. And let's just say for the sake of argument, it's 14,000, which is 80% of the 18,000 you made. 14,000 subtract 6,000, you still got $8,000 you made. So you mean to tell me you failed 5 times and still made $8,000 a month? All right, investing $5,000, and that's your worst case scenario. All right, absolute worst. All right? For you to fail 5 times in a row, that's your absolute worst case scenario. And if I have anything to do with it, that's not going to happen. All right? Period. So, this is the power of this information. This is the power of this industry. The fact that these companies will provide you with essentially millions of dollars to trade with, hundreds of dollars to trade with. What under industry allow you to do this? What other companies are allowing you to do this? All right? This should show you how valuable holding this skill set is. All right? There's a huge demand for traders. All right? They're seeking out traders, people who can actually do this, because there are very few people who can do this. Remember, in the early video, I told you guys that this information is taught at Harvard, all right? The top business school. This information, all right? So this information is so valuable that they're willing to do that. That alone should show you the potential, period, all right? Because there's so much. I mean, literally, all right? You can trade with $1 million, all right? Literally, all right, with these companies. Now, you can trade your own account as well without going through these companies, all right? And you can start making money tomorrow, all right? You know, but that's a separate video, you know, and we're going to get to that. But for the sake of this video, we're specifically talking about these proprietary trading firms, all right? And if you haven't heard, this is the future, all right? I'm trying to help you get to the future, all right? I'm trying to help you leave 2023 and get where I'm at in 2030. Because in 2030, this industry will accelerate and this will become the norm. Trading in general will become the norm. And you will see the value of traders. You will see what I've been telling you about this entire time. I'm really giving you a heads up of what's about to happen. Now you can choose to participate now or you can wait. But if you wait, I can guarantee you it's going to be 1,000,000 times as expensive, all right? Because the more people enter the door, the harder it will be to have access to this information. That I can guarantee you, all right? So, I'm finna wrap this video up. But before I do, remember, proprietary prop firms are your friend, all right? A lot of people in the trading industry love them, but some and others don't like them, all right? And it's simply because they can't benefit off these companies because they can't trade good enough to pass the test, all right? Period. Because I see no I see no way you can lose when partnering up with these prop firms, all right? A lot of people who advocate against them in the trading industry, they do it because they're trying to promote their broker or they're doing something that they know, you know, will swindle you guys. You know what I mean? Period. Because there's no reason why there should be any adverse information or adverse behavior or destructive behavior or any negative coverage when it comes to these prop firms. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be as much. You know what I mean? But the fact that it is lets me know that, you know, a lot of these people, they can't trade not to the ability or not to the standards of these companies. And these companies are going to teach you indirectly how to trade as well, how to manage your risks. These companies help you manage your risk by placing a daily loss on your account, meaning you can only be down a certain amount before you're kicked out the account. You understand? This is indirectly showing you how to trade, showing you how to manage your risk. Now, how can any trader advocate against that? You know what I mean? It's because they're they have a self-interest, you know? But that's a whole nother topic, you know? But I'm going to end this video on that note, and hopefully I encourage you guys, and hopefully I explain, you know, as much as I can, or to the best of my abilities, you know, what is the purpose of a prop firm, and how does it serve you? What is the benefits of the prop firm? All right. And I feel as though I just laid it out. These are great benefits. All right. Peace.